the Darlington area. So that appears to be the strongest one. I think folks up in Harford County should be very alert and taking shelter right now until that system passes. The one southwest of Baltimore looks like it's weakening quite a bit. Very good news there. Not as strong rotation being indicated by it, and as a matter of fact, it appears to be falling apart a little bit as it crosses now up into parts of southwestern Baltimore County and into the city on the southwest side. So still some storms to watch, another couple hours to get through with some rough weather headed our way.
Tom, just one quick question. You talked about the storm breaking apart now. What causes a storm to lose energy? Is it just the weather pattern itself? What?
Yeah, it's sort of just the life cycle of a thunderstorm cell itself. These storms are built to almost build up, do what their damage, and then fall apart. It's rare to have one last for more than 45 minutes to an hour, an individual cell. So they almost rain themselves out. The rain coming down from the highest levels of these storms is very cold. It comes down, cools the atmosphere, stabilizes things. Then as the cell moves along, it encounters another batch of warm, humid air and builds up again. So there's sort of cycles of these systems as they move through.
They're trying to get buses over to pick those folks up and get them to some place where they can be picked up again. Let's talk about the new tornado warning that's come out off to the west of Lurie. That's off toward the west here. You can see it. This area, again, continues to be impacted. This is Shenandoah, Warren, Frederick, and also Payne County through here. We're going to head over toward the Woodstock area. There you can see that new storm. Again, a classic example ahead of the main line where you're ingesting the inflow that's coming into this main feature. And also, at the same time, there's probably a southwest wind component. So right where that thunderstorm is developed, it is rotating rapidly and unfortunately has prompted for a tornado warning. So watch out on Edinburgh and Woodstock as this thing heads off to the northeast. So again, as we mentioned, multiple rounds of thunderstorms. Let's head up toward Baltimore here. I don't want to give up this storm as all this has continued to play out here today. We've watched a lot of tornado warnings on both of these. This is the storm coming into the Baltimore area. Not showing, it's still rotating in through here. Not a ton of rotation with it, but we'll see if this tornado warning expires. But you know what's been interesting, Carl, is we've seen these weaken enough so the tornado warning expires, and then about 2 scans later, boom, they're rotating again. Let's go up toward Bel Air. This is a storm that if it produced a tornado, it was very, very close to Bel Air. I'd be shocked if you didn't have some wind damage in through here. Still some broad-scale rotation. Again, this is heading up toward the Mason-Dixon, and there it is. Look at that. Look at that rotation there. Just tremendous. From Pleasant Hills all the way up to Bel Air, this thing was rotating very vigorously, and no funnel cloud setting. The problem is it was right in the middle of the rain, so nobody would have seen this thing. That's why sometimes when we tell you there's a tornado warning, you just got to take our word for it and take cover. The good news is we haven't had a lot of ground truth. Right now, from that radar standpoint, it looks like the storm is what we call gutted out or pushed its outflow out ahead of this and is no longer rotating at the present time.
Jim, we just got a report that there was a funnel cloud at Severn, Maryland, right in here. That's near the airport. That was about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, and we had a clear couplet right in this area and through here. So that's a step back. We're going to go back in time 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 minutes ago. Here it was rotating rapidly, and it's moved on to the north, very close to Severn. Not surprised there was a funnel cloud here, and you heard that lady on the phone, Carl, talking about how it was raining earlier, and then it cleared out, the sun came out, she said, and then she saw the funnel cloud. That's the bear's cage.
That's the bear's cage. So when that sun comes out, it's not a good thing. It means that there's something potentially, especially if you're in a tornado warning, there's something to the south that could come over you, and in that case it would a tornado.
Also, quickly want to show you a line of storms. This area storm is really beginning to line out in western Pennsylvania. This is called a line echo wave pattern, and these little bows in here, these are areas where we're going to be watching for damaging wind, and sometimes you can even get some tornadoes in those little comma heads that develop with these storms.
You've been going since 5 o'clock this morning. How are you feeling, buddy?
5 o'clock this morning. Yes, you know, it's my area, so I wanted to watch out for them. You know?
All right, absolutely, Carl. We appreciate that. Very, very good work today. All right, let's go back to Kelly. Some flight delays, you bet.
We sure do, guys. In fact, we're keeping a close eye on flight trackers, especially in that area you just focused on, the D.C. Baltimore area. We've had ground stops and massive delays.
And the delays at D.C. Reagan, by the way, over 3 hours right now. And notice the line of storms. We have the first round, the second round, and the third round yet to move through. So we're not anticipating an improvement in these delays anytime soon.
Yeah, because the storms just keep on coming. As we look at the rest of the country, we're actually in pretty good shape. But as we travel tomorrow, definitely watching the Northeast, the Great Lakes region, the northern and central Rockies. So moderate delays are possible, places like Boston and Miami.
Some places I go really aggravate my allergies, so I get Claritin Clear. This is all
really, Carl, here's the cold front off